Whoa there, speed demons. Welcome back to Half Minute Hero, the Second Coming. This, shopkeeper looks familiar somehow. If you happen to have save data from Half Minute Hero 1, this oddly familiar shopkeeper will allow you to buy some of the items you can find from that game, such as, well, Knight's Sword. Well, Knight's Broken Sword. Consider this something of a maze with invisible walls. These, well, who do I care? I need this treasure. Nope. Nope. Nothing doing. Yeah, it's a maze with invisible walls. If you walk into some of the invisible walls, well, let's just say you're going to be sent back to the start. And as time gets closer down, that can be pretty inconvenient. The only methods you have of healing and of restoring your time is the statue and these time stream whirlwinds inside the maze, so it's in your best interest to figure out which ones are safe to go to. For instance, when a sign says proceed north, you're probably not going to be able to proceed north. Avoid the bugs. What crap is that? Still, I do want to go down and grab this treasure chest because there's something very valuable inside. So now we have the bug swatter. Much like the beast beat, this is super effective against bugs, and will pretty much destroy them in very little effort taken. Of course, once you navigate to the rain dragon, he goes down like a chump. So, global dungeons. As compared to your normal map fights, where you level up extremely fast and you have a lot of monsters to fight, this is sort of the opposite. All these global dungeons will be based on your global level alone, so if you're not very high leveled for some dungeons, there's a very good chance that you're going to get your butt kicked. Still, global dungeons are a very valuable source of money and of, money and experience, so if you're looking to grind up fast, doing these over and over again can definitely get you in the right spot. But this is the first one, and therefore the smallest, so I don't think I'll be going here too much. But as you can see, every time you go in and out, the monsters do respawn. Some of these dungeons are as simple as that one. Other ones, well, they get pretty darn complicated at the end of the game, I'll just put it that way. And so we're given two directions, but we might as well head west first. North can wait. And it sounds like the western village is being attacked by monsters. We can't let that fly. Looks like things have changed around a bit this time. The enemies are the ones with the time limit now. first time around doing this mission, I'd probably say to go ahead and block off the slimes. They're pretty quick, so having one of them sneak into this castle while you're off taking care of the rest of the guys can be a little bit of a jerk move. Especially since we still have the bug swatter equipped, being able to take out the bugs even if they're a little bit higher than us is no problem. But to get enough gold to take all of the goodies around here before the end of the timer, well, you'll probably want to take out the 3 stronger groups of enemies. After all, if you get the money while if you get the items while they are inside the quest, they take away from the money that you wouldn't really be keeping anyway. But we've taken out everything, so now we just have to wait out the rest of the time. With the castle to the west saved, we can safely make our way to the north, where was one of the original forks in the path we could take. This cactus looks a little bit out of place. Normally if something on the world map looks a little bit out of place, you'll find an Evil Lord medal there. Once again, once we actually get to something that I'll explain those a bit later. They're just not that important right now. But actually, are you ready for some tragic backstory? And so with that backstory out of the way, it's time to help out the next village along our path. Seems as though we've gotten a tip on our next element, so let's go ahead and check this out. So, Dino Dragon's just a little bit too big for us to take on head-on, but the village chief has an idea for us. You'll also notice we have a new usable item, the Firestone. I don't recommend it, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Dino Dragon will destroy any village he steps over, so it's usually in your best interest to move out of his way. But you see how the timer's still ticking down even though nobody's moving? Yeah. Summons take a very long time. They do a lot of damage, but you may not always be able to make good use of it. Still, by turning back the clock, we can always go back to these villages and get, well, whatever items or anything we may need. That one peddler in the village will continually move between villages, so that's no problem. In case she got knocked out of one of them, you can always go back and get more later. There are 4 caves. The 3 of the caves have 3 enemies and a rock in them. The last cave has a bunch of rocks in them, so it just depends on whether or not you want to deal with enemies or not. So now that we have our pitfall set, we do need to go ahead and reset the time so that Dino Dragon's back at his starting point. Once Dino Dragon reaches the last village, he won't be able to destroy it, but, well, the lumberjacks there are going to be in some pretty bad straits. So now that we have all of this out of the way, we really just have to wait for Dino Dragon to fall into the trap. But this is where using the Firestone can get you in trouble. See, the Firestone needs maybe about 15 seconds to fully cast, and you can't actually fight Dino Dragon until, well, let's say 14 seconds. Trying to use the Firestone on Dino Dragon will go very poorly for you, so don't do it. I'm actually not going to be checking out that global dungeon in this video. There's something that happens in the next quest that makes that global dungeon a bit more interesting, so I'll come back for it later. But first, did you want more backstory? so with that backstory out of the way and 5 out of 8 elements down, we're well on our way to finishing our secret mission. Please join me next time.